Urgent, no one expected this. LeBron James could make a decision that will shake up the entire NBA, stay until the end to find out everything. But before starting the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any important news about the Lakers. LeBron James, a towering figure in the world of basketball and a defining presence in the NBA for over 2 decades, is now at a critical crossroads in his legendary career. At the age of 40, following a turbulent and emotionally charged season with the Los Angeles Lakers, James is reportedly weighing the possibility of stepping away from the game for good. His potential retirement has stirred intense debate among fans, analysts, and former players alike, particularly after the Lakers' disappointing early exit from the playoffs this year. Throughout the recent postseason campaign, LeBron continued to demonstrate flashes of his signature brilliance, moments that reminded everyone of the greatness he has consistently displayed. Despite his individual excellence, the Lakers failed to advance beyond the opening round, an outcome that not only marked a bitter end to their season but also triggered a wave of speculation about the team's direction and LeBron's role moving forward. James' on-court leadership and basketball IQ remain at elite levels, but the grind of the regular season and the ever-increasing competition have raised questions about how long he can sustain such a high standard. Observers noted subtle signs of wear and tear, and even the most loyal fans are beginning to wonder whether this could be the end of an era. The tremors across the league. LeBron's potential retirement casts a long shadow over the NBA landscape. His presence in the league is more than just about points, assists, or titles. It's about influence, identity, and legacy. The Lakers have built much of their recent strategy around LeBron's leadership, both as a player and as a figurehead. His contract, still active for a few more seasons, has been a key pillar in shaping the team's decisions regarding roster construction, coaching, and marketing. Without him, the franchise would be forced to recalibrate, rethinking not only their game plan but also their brand narrative. James' departure would also send ripple effects across the league. Ticket sales, media coverage, TV ratings, and even sponsorships could see notable shifts. From a league-wide perspective, the absence of a figure as transcendent as LeBron would undoubtedly alter the dynamics of competition and leadership. His matchups against other top stars have been marquee events, often serving as defining moments in NBA seasons. A retirement would leave a void that few, if any, could immediately fill. LeBron's legacy in the balance? Though the basketball world anxiously awaits his final decision, one truth remains indisputable: LeBron James has already cemented his place in history. With a resume that includes multiple NBA championships, MVP honors, Olympic gold medals, and countless records, he has long surpassed the thresholds that define greatness. But for James, the decision likely runs deeper than accolades. It's about the narrative he wants to conclude with. Will he bow out gracefully, still performing at a high level, or will he try to push the limits one final time in pursuit of another title? The speculation will only grow in the coming weeks, but the conversations around his potential exit reflect just how much he has meant to the sport. Few athletes have carried such sustained excellence across decades, and even fewer have influenced the cultural and social realms of their sport like LeBron has. As we close in on what might be the final chapter of his playing career, the world watches not just a superstar, but a symbol of an entire basketball generation weighing one of the biggest decisions of his life. As speculation surrounding LeBron James' possible departure from the NBA intensifies, it's becoming increasingly clear just how far-reaching his decision could be. More than just a personal milestone, his retirement would symbolize the end of a transformative era, one in which he not only dominated the hardwood but reshaped how athletes influenced the world beyond sports. The question now isn't just if LeBron will retire but what happens next, to him, to the Lakers, and to the league as a whole. The ripple effect on the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in a precarious position. For years, the franchise has revolved around LeBron's presence, not just in terms of gameplay but in marketing, leadership, and public identity. Since his arrival in 2018, he has served as both the anchor and engine of the team, leading them to a championship in 2020 and keeping them relevant in a hyper-competitive Western Conference. If LeBron chooses to step away, the Lakers face a significant transition. They would lose not just a generational talent, but also a mentor, strategist, and media magnet. While players like Anthony Davis remain key pieces, the leadership void left by James would be hard to fill. The front office would have to shift its approach, potentially leaning into a full rebuild or aggressively pursuing a new star to maintain their championship aspirations. This decision could also influence the fate of head coach Darvin Ham and the broader coaching staff. LeBron's voice has carried enormous weight in internal decisions. Without his presence, organizational dynamics are bound to shift, creating both uncertainty and opportunity. League-wide implications. The NBA has long been driven by its stars, and LeBron James has arguably been its most prominent figure for over 2 decades. His potential exit poses challenges not only for the Lakers but for the league itself. Since entering the NBA in 2003, LeBron has been a consistent ratings draw, a focal point of media coverage, and a driving force behind global fan engagement. If he retires, networks will lose one of their most marketable assets. The iconic matchups, LeBron versus Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and others, will no longer be part of the narrative. The league will have to rely more heavily on the rising generation of stars, players like Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Victor Wembanyama, to carry the torch. That shift may be exciting, but it won't come without challenges. LeBron's unmatched combination of performance, charisma, and consistency will be difficult to replace. His social activism, philanthropic work, and crossover into entertainment have helped broaden the NBA's reach to audiences that transcend traditional sports fandom. What drives the decision? At the heart of this moment lies a deeply personal choice. For LeBron James, this isn't just about basketball, it's about legacy, health, family, and the future. Several critical factors are shaping his thought process. Physical toll. At 40, the strain of playing at the highest level is undeniable. Though still effective, LeBron has battled injuries in recent seasons, and recovery has become more taxing with age. Team trajectory. With the Lakers struggling to build a consistent title contender, LeBron must evaluate whether the team can realistically compete for another championship in the near term. Personal life and aspirations. LeBron has expressed interest in life beyond the game. He's deeply involved in business ventures, film production, and his family. Notably, he's shown strong interest in potentially playing alongside his son, Bronny James, who is now nearing NBA eligibility. Control of the narrative. Few athletes have managed to leave the game on their own terms. For LeBron, retiring while still performing at a high level could enhance his image as a player who always made smart, calculated decisions. A measured exit or one last run. There is still the possibility that James may choose to return for one final campaign. If Bronny is drafted next season, the chance to share the court with his son, even briefly, might be too tempting to pass up. Such a moment would be historic, as the NBA has never seen a father-son duo compete together. But that storyline comes with risks. If injuries mount or the team falters again, the farewell tour could be tarnished by unmet expectations. LeBron may choose instead to leave on a relatively high note, having led his team once again to the postseason and proven that he still belongs among the league's best. Whatever his decision, it will reflect the careful balance between ambition and legacy, between what's left to prove and what's already been accomplished. As the basketball world waits for LeBron James to reveal his final decision, one thing is clear. Regardless of whether he retires now or continues for another season, his legacy is already firmly established. LeBron is not simply one of the greatest basketball players of all time, he is a cultural icon, a symbol of perseverance, and a blueprint for what modern athletes can achieve both on and off the court. His potential retirement marks more than the conclusion of a historic career. It signals the close of an era. Yet, even as that chapter ends, the story of LeBron James will continue to shape the NBA and the world beyond it for decades to come. The numbers tell a story, but not the whole one. LeBron's career statistics are staggering. Over 39,000 regular season points for NBA championships, for MVP awards, multiple All-NBA selections, and countless playoff moments that are etched into basketball history. His consistency over 2 decades, through different teams, evolving playing styles and rule changes, sets him apart from virtually any player in league history. But what defines LeBron isn't just his numbers. It's his ability to adapt, to lead, and to uplift those around him. He's been a floor general, a scorer, a playmaker, and a defensive anchor, all roles he embraced at various stages of his career. Few athletes have demonstrated such versatility, particularly at such a high level for so long. And while comparisons to other all-time greats like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant are inevitable, LeBron has carved his own path. He's the rare player whose legacy is as much about how he played the game as what he achieved in it. Beyond the hardwood. What separates LeBron even further is his impact off the court. From founding the I Promise School in Akron, Ohio, to creating Spring Hill Company, a media empire focused on empowering creators and telling diverse stories, he has redefined what it means to be a socially conscious and business-savvy athlete. Throughout his career, LeBron has been unafraid to speak out on social issues, advocating for racial justice, voting rights, and educational reform. He has embraced the responsibility that comes with his platform, inspiring younger athletes to use their voices and influence for causes beyond the game. His role in the More Than an Athlete movement crystallized the evolving relationship between sports and culture. LeBron didn't just play basketball, he used it as a vehicle to elevate conversations about identity, equity, and purpose. The influence on future generations. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of LeBron's legacy is the way he has inspired the next generation. Young players entering the league now grew up idolizing him, not just for his dunks or clutch performances, but for the way he carried himself as a leader, a father, a businessman, and a global ambassador for the sport. His work ethic, professionalism, and relentless drive have become the gold standard for what it takes to sustain excellence. And while players like Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, and Paolo Banchero may be poised to take the spotlight, they do so following a trail blazed by LeBron. Moreover, the idea of player empowerment, athletes having a say in their careers, teaming up with whom they choose, investing in their futures, was largely popularized through LeBron's own career decisions. His move to Miami in 2010, once controversial, set the tone for how stars could take control of their destinies. Farewell or one more chapter. If LeBron does decide to hang up his sneakers, the NBA will celebrate not just a phenomenal athlete, but a transformative figure whose reach extended far beyond basketball arenas. There will be ceremonies, tributes, documentaries, and rightfully so. Yet, if he chooses to return, perhaps to share the court with his son or chase one final ring, the world will once again witness the resilience and competitive fire that have defined him since day one. In either case, the conclusion of LeBron James' playing career is not the end, it's a transition into a new phase. Whether it's ownership ambitions, further media ventures, or global philanthropic efforts, his influence will continue to resonate. A legend beyond time. For fans who grew up watching his rise, for opponents who faced him in battle, and for those who will study his highlights for years to come, LeBron James is more than just a basketball player. He's a generational force. Someone who elevated the sport, inspired millions, and challenged the boundaries of what an athlete could be. His final game, whenever it comes, won't just close a career. It will mark the moment when a man who once entered the NBA as a teenager from Akron leaves it as a global icon whose legacy will live on far beyond the final buzzer.